bear with a sore tooth. Whilst on holiday skiing, I get the dreaded toothache. My back teeth had been nagging a little bit, but I didn't expect the pain I experienced that evening. I felt like the whole of the right side of my mouth was being tugged at with medieval torture tools. I wept bitterly into the pillow as my wife tried to comfort me. I had no painkillers with me, and I knew the only relief I would feel would be the next morning once I could get to a pharmacy. I remember thinking to myself, if Jesus could suffer the pain he felt on the cross, then surely I could get through some toothache. I prayed for relief from the pain and healing from Jesus. I wore myself out crying like a child does when they have been naughty and have been told off. Eventually, I found some moments in the throbbing where I slept. I dreamed strange dreams and kept waking up with the pain. I rubbed toothpaste on the affected area and it did relieve it a little. I rocked back and forwards, and in the tears of agony came many other emotions. I cried that I'm getting older and unable to enjoy some of the things I did when I was younger. I cried about the tension in Russia as they invaded Ukraine. It was like a massive amount of emotions were just spilling out. Tears of regret for sin, feelings of remorse. I felt like the next day would be horrific. Perhaps all the right side of my teeth would have to come out. I cried for my family and their circumstances. I could not find comfort. I felt worse that all of this was also keeping my wife awake. It was like being in a vicious fever and that daylight would never come. I went to the chemist the next day and the lovely lady at the counter gave me some medication. And after a day the pain dispersed and I felt a little more settled. I truly believe that Jesus healed me. The story of Jesus healing people comes in many forms in the Bible. Healing the leper, healing a blind man, and lots more. When Jesus comes into our lives and we let him into our hearts, it's incredible what can be achieved. Not just physical illness, but mental and spiritual illness can be healed through him. Of course, this doesn't mean to say we don't need our doctors and medical teams. However, the power of Jesus is so powerful that it can supersede conventional medicine and wisdom. Today's reading is from Matthew, chapter 8. Jesus cleanses a leper. When he came down from the mountain, great crowds followed him. And behold, a leper came to him and knelt before him, saying, Lord, if you will, you can make me clean. And Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him, saying, I will be clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. And Jesus said to him, See that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer the gift that Moses commanded for a proof to them. When he had entered Capernaum, a centurion came forward to him, appealing to him, Lord, My servant is lying paralyzed at home, suffering terribly. And he said to him, I will come and heal him. But the centurion replied, Lord, I am not worthy to have you come under my roof, but only say the word, and my servant will be healed. For I too am a man under authority, with soldiers under me. And I say to one, Go, and he goes, and to another, Come, and he comes, and to my servant, Do this, and he does it. When Jesus heard this, he marveled and said to those who followed him, Truly I tell you, with no one in Israel have I found such faith. I tell you, many will come from east and west, and recline at the table with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. While the sons of the kingdom will be thrown into the outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And to the centurion Jesus said, Go, let it be done for you as you have believed. And the servant was healed at that very moment. And when Jesus entered Peter's house, he saw his mother-in-law lying sick with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she rose and began to serve him. That evening they brought to him many who were oppressed by demons, and he cast out spirits with a word and healed all who were sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. He took our illness and bore our diseases. Now when Jesus saw a crowd around him, he gave orders to go over to the other side. And a scribe came up and said to him, Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go. And Jesus said to him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Another of the disciples said to him, Lord, let me first go and bury my father. And Jesus said to him, Follow me, and leave the dead to bury their own dead. And when he got into the boat, his disciples followed him, and behold, there arose a great storm on the sea, so that the boat was being swamped by the waves, but he was asleep. And they went and woke him, saying, Save us, Lord, we are perishing. And he said to them, Why are you afraid, O you of little faith? Then he rose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. And the men marveled, saying, What sort of man is this, that even winds and sea obey him? And when he came to the other side, to the country of the Gadarenes, 2 demon-possessed men met him, coming out of the tombs, so fierce that no one could pass that way. And behold, they cried out, What have you to do with us, O Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time? Now I heard of many pigs was feeding at some distance from them, and the demons begged him, saying, If you cast us out, send us away into the herd of pigs. And he said to them, Go. So they came out and went into the pigs. And behold, the whole herd rushed down the steep bank into the sea and drowned in the waters. The herdsmen fled, and going into the city, they told everything, especially what had happened to the demon-possessed men. And behold, all the city came out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to leave their region.